tragedy is ours. Your men are ours. Our whole country honors them and you.
Firefighters sifted through the charred rubble of this abandoned building.
37167 Heavy, night day, sir. 5 runway heading clear for takeoff.
On the ground, there is a sense of urgency. The airport is bustling with activity as the work begins to unload our much-needed cargo and prepare the airstrip for the next relief plane to land.
All right, put your shields on.
What is it made of?
Solid steel, man.
What else do you have in
Nunchucks, sticks.
I'm standing on one bridge, one of 200 in the country that was either severely damaged or...
Step through the front door and the crunch of broken glass underfoot is the first indication of danger. Moments after making an arrest outside, Springfield police allowed News 40 photographer Mike Hines to tour one of the city's most notorious crack houses. North End neighbors say the house on Jefferson Street was overtaken 3 months ago after the landlord abandoned the property.
People go in there and use drugs, and they just throw those syringes all over the place.
Hotspots. Right here, 190 Mass Park and 291. This is one of the hotspots they were talking about.
This is one of the many accidents News 40 is covering here.
What was supposed to be a normal workday turned into a frantic effort to save lives. Rescue workers from 5 different towns scrambled to get people out as quickly as possible. Every second made a difference.
Reservists from the 439th Airlift Wing at Westover treat the wounded here. They see an unselfish attitude from the injured. Jose Cabrera is a Westover reservist from Amherst.
With the amount of injuries that they do have and stuff, they're still extremely motivated.
The sound of roll call pierces the early morning air as the fog begins to lift. It is not boot camp for the Marines at Parris Island. It is day 1 of cadet training for a new class of County Correctional Officer recruits. Lieutenant Tom Rondo is the tough-as-nails Academy Commandant. He's in charge of training for this class of 24 men and 4 women who hope to become County Correctional Officers. Day 1 sets the tone.
When I'm grown up, if I'm going to a job, well, I have to know how to talk English and Spanish, and if I go to the United States, I have to know how to talk English and Spanish too.
They teach you that?
Yeah.
This is a typical public elementary school in Puerto Rico.
Something needs to happen. Anything is better than nothing because it's so bad. And at least it'll get some energy flowing.
Get the chance to play at such a prestigious school, get an education, but when you're having a year like this, and football is the most important right now.
The story of the 2006 Yale Bulldogs. Ivy League champions.
We have all seen them rolling through western Massachusetts. They are big and deceptively fast. The tracks on which they carry the freight belong to the railroad. Trespassing continues to be an ongoing problem. Not only is it illegal, but it's potentially deadly.
Anytime you have people around railroad tracks, it's going to be dangerous because, as you saw earlier, trains come quick and they're very deceptive. You really don't know how fast they're going until they're on you, and they're also very quiet.
Case in point, while photographer Mike Hines was shooting this approaching train, we could barely hear anything. The train did not appear to be moving fast, but as soon as it passed us, we got a sense of how fast it was actually going. On this section of track, the speed limit is 50 miles per hour. It is the length of the train that makes it seem like it's moving much slower than it actually is. I'm standing on the Roosevelt Avenue Railroad Overpass Bridge. Beneath this bridge is one of the most dangerous railroad trespassing spots in western Massachusetts. Trains can go by here as fast as 50 miles per hour. And it was just on the tracks from here where about a year and a half ago, a 16-year-old Springfield boy was killed while riding his bicycle. This mural, painted by friends of Gregory Boughton, is located near the spot where he was killed. It serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of trespassing. Boughton was a student at Springfield Science and Technology High School. He and a friend were riding their bikes along the tracks. The train approached. Boughton apparently thought the train was on the other track and made a fatal mistake.
The boys saw the train coming, and one of them didn't realize which set of tracks it was on and actually jumped in front of the train. He was safe where he was and actually leaped in front of the train.
Boughton was one of 16 people killed in Massachusetts last year while trespassing on train tracks. It is a disturbing, growing trend. Despite the fatal accident, trespassing remains a problem at that location along Bay Street near Central High School.
I think that it is a problem, but a lot of the kids, they normally go just because it's a shortcut.
Springfield police regularly patrol the tracks first thing in the morning to look for trespassers, one of a train engineer's worst nightmares.
I like the challenge of operating a long freight train.
Bob Fournier has been operating freight trains for 30 years. He took us along for a ride to see the problem of trespassing from his vantage point. And it didn't take long to find our first violator.
Every time I come up here around this time, I see a guy. No? He walks across the bridge. We blow the whistle and ring the bell. Let them know we're coming. That's all we can do.
An engineer has to be aware of what's happening on the tracks at all times. Even while talking to us, Fournier kept looking straight ahead.
You keep a close eye out, like we got one coming right now. See, right there. Right?
She shouldn't be there.
Now, who knows if she was going to be a distraught person, you know, that was distraught or whatever you want to call it. Who knows? She might have trouble with her husband or something. She wants to commit suicide, for all I know.
Bob Fournier's worst moment came 12 years ago in Connecticut. Two people in a car tried to beat his train across the tracks, but lost.
Still see that I hit in that car. I can still see it in my mind. I have a picture of that in my mind. It'll never leave there. It'll be there forever.
Despite that tragic accident and the challenges of operating a 100-car, 8,000-ton freight train, Bob Fournier wouldn't switch jobs with anyone. He has a passion and love for hauling the freight, and that's what keeps him on the tracks.
People. 2:16 p.m. Okay. It's now the law.
jumped on Mr. Gaynor and started hitting him. There you see the disturbance. We'll let the pictures tell the story here now for a moment.
Springfield Police Department, Elaine Beauregard on November 15, 1985.
Letters that you never meant to send, get lost or thrown away.
It appears to accommodate all the patients. For the troops going home, this is the day they've waited for since they were hurt on the front lines.
Around my street, some people fight. And one night I heard a gunshot around my street and I got scared.
You worry about growing up?
Yes. Because I go outside. I'm scared to go outside sometimes and stuff.
You know, it's never going to be the same again. It hasn't been the same and it never will be. Part of it is missing.
That part of their lives is a 10-year-old girl named Holly Parainen. His body was found
Did you lose yourself somewhere out there? Did you get to be a star?
You know, in 21 years, a $2,000 down payment on a millionaire is going to be worth about $15,000.
Don't it make you sad to know that life is more than who we
I
are?
wanted my drugs more than I wanted anything else.
Grew up way too fast, and now there's nothing to believe. The reruns all become our history.
Radio, you can see all around you. There's nothing to
A tired song keeps playing on a tired radio, and I won't tell no one your name. I won't tell your name.
Not a lot of bikers are really nasty people. A lot of this is a hobby.
To the eye, La Perla seems forbidden. It lies beyond the walls of old San Juan. The walls are not only physical, they're symbols. It's as if La Perla has been forgotten, neglected, cast away to the sea below.
Think about you all the time, but I don't need the same. It's lonely where you are. Come back down.